Ladies and gentlemen, the graduates of ACS Academy 2024-03 and 2025-01. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the beautiful Albuquerque Museum, and thank you all for joining us for a truly meaningful occasion. The graduation ceremony for our newest classes of the Albuquerque Community Safety Responder Academy, obviously, as I mentioned, 2024-03 and 2025-01. Before we begin, we can all stand and honor the country by doing the Pledge of Allegiance here. I'll help kick us off. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. So at this moment, I wanted to introduce some of the city dignitaries that we have here on stage. First and foremost, Mayor Tim Keller. Albuquerque Community Safety Director Jody Esquivel. Albuquerque Police Department Chief Harold Medina. Albuquerque Fire Rescue Chief Emily Jaramillo. Metro Chief Michael Durgan, thank you so much for joining us. Deputy Director of Field Operations Walter Adams. Today, we're here to celebrate the dedication, compassion, and courage of 13 incredible individuals who have answered the call to serve our city in a profoundly human way. These are the newest responders who have completed extensive training through both 8-week and 12-week academies, followed by 240 hours of on-the-job training and experience. They've stepped into crisis simulations through ACS's powerful We Care program, preparing them for real-world situations with professionalism and with heart. This is more than a graduation. It's a milestone in our city's ongoing journey to redefine public safety. With the addition of these new responders, Albuquerque strengthens its commitment to responding to mental and behavioral health needs with empathy, care, and non-police solutions. As we begin tonight's celebration, let's take a moment to recognize not only the hard work of these graduates, but also the vision of a community that believes in safety and compassion, and those two things going hand in hand. Let's give, again, a warm welcome for all of you here tonight, and a heartfelt congratulations to our two classes. Now, we'll start with, obviously, our list of guest speakers. Introducing first, Mayor Tim Keller.
Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon, and congratulations to our graduates. And I think, just want to acknowledge, I can tell we have a lot of either family or friends or both here, and I just want to acknowledge that typically folks who go into this work don't make that decision by themselves. It usually takes the support or the encouragement of friends and family, and so I want to thank all the friends and family that are here today. Let's give them a round of applause. So I remember it was about 5 years ago, and it was actually 5 years ago around this day. It was sometime in mid-July when we decided that we should try something that no other city had done. And that thing was the idea that there should be a third response to a 911 call. There's police and there's fire, and then there should be something else. In particular for folks suffering from behavioral health and mental health challenges, but also just for folks who need help that doesn't involve jail or the emergency room. And that was the concept. That was the genesis of the Community Safety Department. And it took us at least a year and a half just to sort of do the back-end bureaucratic work to make it possible. But we had a first graduating class once upon a time of 5 responders for a department that had a whole of 7 people. That was just 3 years ago, actually. And so today, while it's really a focus on these individual responders and what they're going to do for our community, it's also a reminder of how far and how fast we have come with this innovative idea in Albuquerque. Today, we now have over 100 people working at ACS. We have 70 community responders. And we also have taken 113,000 calls. That is awesome. And so there's many folks from ACS here. I see them in the various shirts and uniforms, and we've got SVIP and we've got Cora. They know who they are. Those are all acronyms. But my point is, I want to also acknowledge just the current ACS employees who've stuck it out and made this real. Thank you. And your director, Jody Esquivel. Let's give all of you a round of applause at ACS. And so for me, this is in many ways, every graduation from this department is historic because we are still the only fully operational 24/7 alternative response department fully connected to a 911 system in the country. And what's flattering is many cities are trying to copy us, and you'll see this out in the streets. You'll be like, why is this guy from Seattle here? Why is this woman from Boston here? It's because they're all coming to Albuquerque to you to learn how this works. So thank you very much for signing up for that challenge. It is not easy being the first and one of a kind of anything, but all y'all are now part of that. And so we know that it's great for our city, and we're excited to continue it. I would also just mention two fun things going forward. Tomorrow, we are opening the first ever second ACS station out on the west side. So ACS is going sort of, we want to have multiple stations to dispatch from, just like you would police or fire. And so the first new station is opening tomorrow. And if those of you who live out on the west side, that's going to reduce your response times. And lastly, Friday, this is real insider gossip, but the employees should know, we signed your collective bargaining agreement, so all your raises and all those other things are going to go into effect on time. So I thought you'd all like that, current employees. So congratulations, thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Mayor Keller. Next up, the Director of Albuquerque Community Safety, Jody Esquivel.
Responders, graduation class, you did it. Congratulations. Families and support, thank you for helping them through this. As Mayor mentioned, this was probably a team effort from all the family support. But I must caution that this is just the beginning. They'll need your continued support, understanding, and love through this career because they picked a tough one. And it's commendable, and I'm thankful for that, but they will continue to need your support and love and understanding. You picked a very rewarding but very difficult career, and like I mentioned, it's commendable. You will have to be relentless with your empathy and lead with compassion. You will be the most resilient problem solvers, and you will never give up. We know that our community has complex issues, and we know that they need you more than ever. You're leading the nation as behavioral health responders in this community, and I thank you, and your community thanks you. We're steering the industry standards of public safety, embodying a true right response at the right time initiative for our community. We have the most innovative, comprehensive academy for alternative response in the country, and you've just completed that. The academy includes weekly tests, a final, service projects. They work with community partners. They tour all of the shelter systems. They receive training from our police department as well as our fire department. We know that you're ready to respond to the streets from all of that training. I thank the training team, our field teams that open their arms to help support our new responders with the OJT process. I understand what that means for the field, and I'm thankful for everybody that wraps their arms around these new responders. Thank you, ACS, everybody that works for ACS, everybody that has worked for ACS and will work for ACS in the future. As Mayor mentioned, this is about the responders that are graduating today, but I'm so thankful that we have this response for our city in a different way for behavioral health. In this phase of ACS, we are solidifying ourselves as the third branch to public safety. Standing beside our fire department and our police department, they've opened their arms to public safety to us. Operating separately, but in this new phase, we're really embodying what a true partnership looks like. Whether it's the downtown PRT team, which is our proactive response team that works directly with our street outreach team, or our opiate referral program with AFR, it just shows the depth of what public safety can be like for a city and a community that nobody is doing. We're different here, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm proud of the collaboration that these departments have, not because it's something like a great talking point, because it's actually what the community needs. Our community will always be our motivation and the center of every decision. It always has been and it always will be, and I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for the chiefs, the support that we have, Chief Medina, Chief Jaramillo, and Chief Durgan. Responders, all responders, because I see a lot of you here. You have now entered a family and a brotherhood and sisterhood of first responders that you'll be part of for the rest of your life. You are supported, you're loved, and you're valued. That means reach out. Reach out when you need help. Reach out when you're feeling that your light is dim. Reach out when you are feeling a little strayed. It's hard work, but you guys are up for the challenge and I know it. But reach out. We're here for you. Your leadership team's here for you. And your whole expanded public safety first responder family is here for you. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to the City Council, the City Administration, for really going all in on this initiative, for putting our community first and believing in ACS and continuing to believe in this program. The city, the community, the administration, your family, ACS leadership, and myself will always be inspired by the path that you have all chosen. We will continue to hold you to the highest standard because our community deserves nothing less. You're a shining light in your community, and that light will always shine the brightest when you remember why you started. Thank you all for your service. I'm honored to be here today to congratulate you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here, and thank you all of ACS.
Thank you, Director Esquivel. Next up, another part of our public safety branch. I'd like to bring up the leader of APD Chief Harold Medina.
You know, June 17th, I hit 30 years of sworn service to the city of Albuquerque. And as I look back, I think about the last 5 years. Mayor mentioned that 5 years ago, this time they made the decision that they're going to branch out to a third branch. About a month and a half after that decision was made, I took over as chief of police for the Albuquerque Police Department. And I immediately recognized the importance of creating this position. And I called it getting the right tool for the right situation, the right response for the circumstances at hand. And I immediately thought back to myself as a 23-year-old working Valley day shift right here in this area, just up the street off Matthews. I got dispatched to a call. A 8 or 9-year-old kid didn't want to go to school. The frustrated mother in crisis called police, and the only response was sending a 23-year-old police officer. I had no significant other for a period of time, other very long. I had no kids, but I was going to go help this mom fix their kid. I can confidently say 30 years later that I ruined that kid's perception of law enforcement for the rest of his life. The absolutely worst response. But I think that's why it's so important that we had people who thought outside the box, who really sat there and really thought to themselves, how can we truly make things better? At about the 1-year mark of ACS being created, myself and Mayor got to go to Harvard University and give a presentation about the effects that ACS has had on the police department. And we were under consent decree at the time, which we have since went away from and met compliance. But one of the biggest reasons we met compliance was because of ACS. It was sending the right response to the situation at hand. During that first year, we saw a 53% reduction in the use of force. Why? Because we sent a better response to help people in crisis. And we better understood that it doesn't always take a badge, it doesn't always take a gun, and that people could get help in a variety of ways. And to this day, I firmly believe that the uniform itself raises people's anxiety and creates a reaction that you don't always get when you have individuals from ACS go and are able to talk to people, and the people simply lose the fear of going to jail. And that they simply know that these people are there to help them. So I want to thank you all for what you're about to do and what you've been doing, because it truly helps the Albuquerque Police Department. We have mass reductions in crime in Albuquerque. Every category is down this year. And one of the biggest reasons are we're able to send officers to be proactive and enforce the law, because a lot of the calls that took a long time for us to respond to and get resources to are now being handled by ACS. So you are making a huge difference, not only in helping individuals who are in crisis out in the community, but helping people be safe, because our officers are now diverted to the most dangerous calls to take people into custody. For the families out there, I ask one thing: be patient. There will be missed dinners, there will be missed birthday parties, there will be late shifts, and just because the shift ended doesn't mean the call for service is completed. So your first responders will be late, they will miss events, but remember this day today and how happy they were going down their new path and the reason behind it. There are a lot of people who work hard each and every day in this community, in this world, but only first responders work so hard to help others more than helping themselves. You look at professional athletes, they do a great job and they work hard so they can perform at a level to put a lot of money in their pocket. You look at corporate CAOs, they want to make a lot of money so that they could do better for themselves. Public servants go to work each and every day and work harder and harder to help others. And that's what we're asking you all to remember. And I'll end with this message for those of you that are graduating today. Don't ever forget why you took this job. Don't ever forget that in the end, it's about helping others. It's about helping people be better and helping people who are in a crisis. Don't forget that you leave an impression with those individuals for the rest of their life. It may be the only contact they have with government, and that contact could go one of two ways. The kid who never trusted law enforcement, like in my case, or it could be the family that always looks upon their time of need and how you went out there and truly helped them through the worst day in their life. Because that's what you will see most often, is you're helping people as they go through the worst day in their life. Congratulations to the families. Thank you for sharing your loved ones with this first responder family, and we appreciate everything you're going to be sacrificing and already have. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Chief Medina. Next up, Albuquerque Fire Rescue Chief Emily Jaramillo.
Hello, thank you, everybody. Since Chief led with how many years he's at, I'm about to hit my 20 on July 23rd, so I'm about 10 years behind Chief. I think we've heard a lot of the great things about ACS and what is going on with it, how they're helping all of our departments, but I really want to just focus the couple of minutes that I have to talk to our responders. We truly want to welcome you to the first response family. We talk a lot about responding to people in crisis, but what exactly does that mean, and what are we taking on? It's not always the most glamorous work. You may respond to the same person, and I know a lot of our responders know that are already working with ACS, the same person several times in a day. You may respond to them several times in a week. You may not see those immediate benefits that we might see on the police side or the fire side, where if I respond to someone in cardiac arrest, we can immediately start to intervene. A lot of times our citizens that we have that are in crisis, it takes multiple contacts with them to start to see some of that progress. And there's always all this pressure on metrics, like how many people have you helped? How many people have you gotten out of homelessness? How many people have you, it's just like we focus so much on numbers. And a lot of the work that we see in this partnership with ACS and the effect that it's having on our community is just being, those repeat visits eventually make a difference, because at some point, those individuals that you're working with will decide to get help, and they're going to have built that trust with you. And we really appreciate that this is something that you're trained to do and that you can take on to make the lives of the people that live in Albuquerque better. And again, I want to reiterate, it's not always the most glamorous work, but it is so important because we are all a team, and you guys are taking on that work that is going to be very impactful, not only for those individuals, but for our departments, for police and fire, and for our security folks as well. So we want to thank you for taking on that challenge, and know that there's a lot of other public safety professionals that have been doing this for a while that you can lean on for help along the way. So when you respond to calls with police and fire, like, we're here as your partners, so make sure that you take that support from us. And because we appreciate the work that you all will be doing, and we know it's hard, and so we want to be able to help you as you join our family as first responders. So, and then for all of the ACS responders that are here, on behalf of AFR, we're just very thankful for all the ways that you all have continued to help support our department. Just the amount of ambulance availability that you've helped us by taking on transports and helping us with our Suboxone program. I could go on and on about all the ways that ACS has helped. So again, thank you all, and then thank you for the new responders. We're here to help support you as you embark in your career. You can lean on to us for our expertise to help you as you transition into the field. So thanks again, and congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you, Chief Emily Jaramillo. And now to lead the graduation commencement, Deputy Director of Field Operations, Walter Adams.
Good afternoon. Graduates, congratulations. As we sit up here and talk about how ACS was started and the thought behind it, I was one of those first 5 responders that started back in 2021. And I sit here, and at that time, we were trying to figure out what this response would look like. Looking at where we're at now, a lot of you will walk out the door and you'll see our vehicles out there, branded. I'm going to share one story of one of the first ever responses that was kind of not really an official response. But it was still during COVID, when people would get COVID and they would have to go home, and we would have to quarantine from each other. And it just so happened the whole ACS department got COVID except for 2 of us. So everyone was at home. And so we sat there that day and we're like, well, what do we do? So me and a lot of you guys know Chris Blystone sat there. We grabbed a ton of resource cards, we grabbed water, we grabbed some bags, and we went and walked up and down Central downtown, just talking to people, connecting with people. And now I look at it, and as Mayor mentioned, we have people from all over the country calling and saying, ACS, how are you doing it? We were just in New York with first alternative responses throughout the country. And when I came back, I was truly inspired from what our responders and the impact you all are making on a daily basis, the impact you guys are making with the people that we serve. And for that, I want to say thank you. Walking into this room right now, I see supervisors that work graveyard. I see responders that are on their day off. I see triage that are on their day off, that came to support their fellow coworkers And that is truly inspiring to me, and I know for all of us. So thank you all for what you guys do day in and day out, and we appreciate it, so thank you. With that, as I call your name, please rise and walk across the stage to receive your certificate. We're proud to celebrate your achievements. For the class of 2024-03, Behavioral Health Responder Tier 1, Alicia Arteaga. Behavioral Health Responder Tier 1, Marissa Chavez. Behavioral Health Tier 2, Misty Montaño. Triage Specialist, Olivia Reese. And out of class 2024-03, we would also like to acknowledge VIP Social Service Program Manager who was part of that class, Michelle Blanchard, who was not able to be with us here today. Now for the graduates of class 2025-01, Behavioral Health Responder Tier 1, Sarah Mendoza. Behavioral Health Responder Tier 1, Edward Thompson. Behavioral Health Responder Tier 1, Joshua Unali. Behavioral Health Responder Supervisor, Alexis Chavez. Behavioral Health Responder Supervisor, Robert Gutierrez. Community Responder, Kyle Molina. Community Responder, Daniel Smith. Cora Responder, Estella Claville.
Thank you so much, Deputy Director, Field Ops, Walter Adams. Next up, I'd like to present one of the leaders of our Training Academy, Training Administrator, Lynn Reed, who will present some special awards.
Good afternoon. My name's Lynn Reed, and I am the Training Administrator for ACS. And I've had the great honor of working with each and every one in both of those classes. I have the joy, it's just such a special honor to be working with each and every one of you and to train you all and get you ready for the streets. I do have a couple awards I want to hand out for each of the classes. We have 2 awards that we honor each class. We have an academic award. Each of our trainees do endure a weekly block test and then the final exam. So the individual who is the leader of the academics at the end of the academy gets this award. And so for 2024-03, will Olivia Louise come on up? For the 2025-01 class, will Kyle Molina come up? And then for our second award is our class leader, and this is chosen by the class. And so for the 2024-03 class, your class has selected Olivia Louise. Come on up. This class was very competitive. And for 2025-01, the class has selected Daniel Smith. Come on up. And I just wanted to make one quick last announcement. We had one special individual who went through the 2024-03 class who did not get recognized, but that is Roman Montoya, our training specialist. Stand up. So Roman joined us as the training specialist, and in order to get him really involved in the academy, we put him through the academy. And so he got to join the 2024-03 class. So thank you, Roman, for all your help.
Once again, please join us in congratulating ACS Academy Classes 2024-03 and 2025-01. Congratulations. That concludes the graduation ceremony. You're all more than welcome to hang out. As you can see, there's drinks and snacks. We also have a little area where you guys can take some photos. So.